Hello, Chain Gang, and welcome back to the 4 Chains Travel. If you saw our video 2 weeks ago, you know that we talked about why we are becoming full-time retirement travelers. And then last week's video covered how we can afford to be full-time retirement travelers. Today, we're going to be talking about the nitty-gritty of what credit cards we use to our advantage in order to be able to do this.
Yes, we are not wealthy in any way, and it really surprises mostly our family and friends that we can actually retire travel full-time for less money than it takes to just do a traditional travel.
Like the stereotypical retirement in the US.
Absolutely. So certainly credit cards is a big piece of that puzzle, and each week we're going to tackle a different piece of that puzzle. But this week we're going to start with cards that are no-brainers.
Right.
Cards that even if you're not a retirement traveler, even if you don't do it full time, you should get because the value is so much more than the little fees. Then we're going to talk about the real sexy ones, the transferable currency cards and the combinations you can do to accumulate that transferable currency. And at the end, we'll do a quick lightning round of some cards that we have that maybe, depending on where you live and where you like to travel to, they may not be as advantageous for you as they have been for us.
Right. So today I'm going to start with my most recent credit card that I acquired, which is the IHG Premiere card. This is a card that has a $99 annual fee. And if you're one of those people saying, I don't want to have any credit cards with any annual fee, I'm going to tell you that this is a situation where you get what you pay for. But in the IHG case, you get more than you pay for.
Way more.
Because my sign-up bonus that I got when I applied for this card was for 5 free nights. So we just booked our 5 free nights in London for next spring.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited to use those. I actually called after I didn't sign. When I applied for the card, that was not the sign-up bonus that I thought I was getting. I called them and I actually kind of had them tweak it a little bit. Do you want to talk about why that is?
You know, a lot of people, you might have seen other videos with retirement travelers where they talk about it's way better to get the points bonus than it is the free nights. That is definitely true for the transferable currency cards, because if you don't know what transferable currency is, it means you get points on those cards that you can use for any transfer partner associated with the card. And it's typically, you know, airlines and hotels. But in this case, she got 5 free nights valued up to 60,000 points a night. So that can translate to 300,000 points. And we wound up getting hotels that are over $200 a night. So that's over $1,000 in value for the 99.
And that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying that you get a lot more than you pay for, because I'm paying the $99 annual fee, but I got the 5 free nights, which is really like $1,000. If you're spending a night in a hotel, it's $200 a night. If you're spending 5 nights, that's $1,000.
And we could have gotten more. We were not flexible about where in London we needed to stay. If we were more flexible, we could have stayed at the Indigo or Intercontinental, which is like $300 a night. So that makes it even bigger value.
Yeah, so some other things about the IHG Premiere card. One of the things I love is that when you stay 3 nights, you get your 4th night free. You can save a lot of money on accommodation.
Now, I do want to point out, it can only be with points.
But not only, I'd like to add that not only are you saving money on the accommodation, you're actually saving money. If you're in a hotel that has free breakfast, you're saving about 1/3 of your food budget as well, because you're not paying for breakfast every morning.
Yeah. Now, although you can only get the 4th night free if you purchase the hotels with points, particularly with IHG, only purchase IHG hotels with points. Why is that?
You want to buy IHG points and use those for your rooms because they are refundable in almost all cases. So that means that if you book your hotel and you decide you want to stay in a different hotel or a different city, or you have some kind of family emergency and you have to cancel your vacation altogether, or you're traveling altogether, you will instantly get those points back as soon as you cancel the reservation. So that is a great perk. You don't have to worry about losing those points that you've earned.
But why should you always buy it with points? Why should you always buy?
The rooms are cheaper, number one, especially if you buy the points on BOGO, which is what they are now.
Yeah, only buy points when they have the sale. 100% reimbursement is what they currently have for most people. So you're getting 50% off on the rooms. Currently, you can actually buy 300,000 points and get 300,000 free. So that's just an incredible deal to take advantage of.
Yeah. And some cards seem like no-brainers for the first year with the sign-up bonus, but then eventually the annual fee is high enough that it makes it less of a no-brainer. But with IHG, you get an additional night every time you hit your anniversary. So if you got the card, say, in July, every July, you're going to get an additional free night. So again, you're paying the $99 annual fee, but you're getting a free night valued at up to, you said,
60,000 points. You can use it at Hotel Indigo. That's saving you over $300.
Right.
But even if you didn't get the free nights, you got your money's worth. Why is that?
One of the best perks of this card is that I got my global entry reimbursed. So what that means is you can do TSA PreCheck, global entry, Clear, a couple other choices of these programs for travel, and they will reimburse you. What you want to do is you definitely want to get the global entry, because if you get the global entry, it also includes TSA PreCheck automatically. So global entry is when you're returning to the U.S. from a trip. You have an expedited process for the customs and all of that. You see the long squiggly lines of people when you get off the plane and you're racing to get back through the airport and immigration. This is going to save you a lot of time having global entry. It's going to be a lot easier. And since it includes TSA PreCheck, when you take off on your trip, you're going to be able to save time with the belts and the shoes and the liquids and all of that in a much shorter, quicker time through security if you have TSA PreCheck.
A lot of cards give status. IHG is no exception.
You get automatic Platinum Elite status.
Platinum, baby.
And this gives you a lot of benefits. For instance, your points never expire. You get to use your rewards nights anytime. There's not going to be blackout nights, and that's huge.
Huge. So free upgrades, early check-in, late checkout.
Yeah.
You know, points can be acquired pretty quickly with this card at IHG hotels, 60% faster, but also you get 10-time points when you spend it in the hotel. As always, anytime you have a hotel branded card, that is always the one to use at that hotel, unless it's a unique situation where you're trying to meet a sign-up bonus.
But you also get 5 times points on other travel. So even if you're not staying in an IHG hotel, any travel coded expense, you're going to get 5 times points on that, and then 3 to 6 times points on most of your other purchases.
So anything else before we move on to the next one?
There's a $50 United Airlines credit, and that just became more valuable if you're somebody who flies to, say, Mexico on Spirit Airlines, because they're now bankrupt. So United just became a lot more important. That's what we always fly with when we fly into Mexico.
Yeah, you're going to be happier with United. So I have a similar no-brainer. It's the World of Hyatt. $95 annual fee, $4 less, but it's also 5 free nights. We're using that at the Hyatt in Dublin for my nephew's graduation trip. It's a Category 4 room, over $200 a night. So once again, we're getting over $1,000 in value, and it's not blacked out, even though in July and August is the hardest time to get rooms in Ireland, particularly Dublin. You also get the anniversary night. Same thing with status. They call it Discover status.
That includes resort fees and what else?
Well, no, Discover status doesn't include resort fees, but it does set you on the holy grail of retirement travelers, which is globalist status. It makes it a lot easier to get globalist status because it gives you a big head start. And in that situation, resort fees are waived, parking fees, you get free bottled water, et cetera, early check-in, late checkout, all of that. If you want us to do an entire video on the plan for globalist status to make it a lot easier than it looks on paper, just let us know in the comments. But let's get to the big dogs, the transferable currency cards.
Sure. Okay, so start with the Chase Business Inc., particularly if you're preparing for retirement travel, but you're not quite there yet. That way you're going to be able to accrue a bunch of points. And so when you're ready to start your travels, you've got a lot of flexibility and options.
And also, you got to be smart about which one you choose because you don't want to violate the 524 rule.
So that means that you can have 5 credit cards, get 5 credit cards in a 24-month period. Chase will not approve you for any credit cards if you go above that.
Now, that's personal cards. Business cards are not included. And that's why we think the Business Inc. is the way to go.
And for business cards, you don't have to be incorporated.
No.
You can be a sole proprietor. You can be doing YouTube. You can sell things on Facebook Marketplace or Etsy or eBay.
Whatever.
Mow lawns, whatever. You should be able to apply for the credit cards, the business credit cards, doing those things. Chase Business Inc. currently offers 90,000 points, but it was just 100,000 points. So if you want to hold out for that, you can try and do it. You get bonus points for travel, for internet, for cable, phone. You can get it for advertising on social media. There's a limit on the bonuses of 330,000 points, but that doesn't really seem, like a problem. The only drawback is that there is an $8,000 minimum spend for that card.
So listen, I would say that before she starts talking about the Chase Sapphire Reserve, there is a little controversy of different people have opinions that other Chase cards are better to pair with the Chase Sapphire Reserve. We think this one is the best, but we still have one more on our Chase 524 rule that we can apply for as terms of personal cards. So if you think there's a better card to pair with Chase Sapphire Reserve, please put it in the comments because we want to get one more card with Chase.
Sure. So it's a $550 annual fee, but the minimum spend is $4,000, not $8,000. The offers vary wildly between 60,000 and 125,000 points. So again, watch your offers. And once you start applying for these cards and are approved for the cards, you'll start to get targeted offers that really have some great sign-up bonuses. You get $300 and an annual fee reimbursed for travel expenses, and then $200 reimbursed for Lyft, $120 for DoorDash. So that makes up for the fees.
Yeah, that's $620 right there. So you're already $70 ahead of the thing, but you can also earn points really crazy on Chase.
Yeah, you get 5 times points on flights. You get 10 times points on hotels and car rentals. The big thing, though, that I really appreciate is the lounge access. You get access to Chase Sapphire lounges across the world.
Yeah, it's the second biggest group. There's 1,300 of them.
1,300 of them throughout the world. Another benefit is that there's no foreign transaction fees. And really, if you're doing any traveling, unless you're exclusively traveling in the U.S., nobody should have a credit card that doesn't have no transaction fees. If you combine these cards for the right bonuses, you can start your Chase Ultimate Rewards journey with a nice, say, $200,000 or so point head start. And that is not a bad way to start your travels.
But is it the best way to start your travels? Well, actually, we'll talk about that next week. Next week, we're going to be comparing the two universes, as I said. But I'm going to give you a quick overview of the Amex Ultimate Rewards combo. There might be a controversy as to what to combine with Chase Sapphire Reserve. There's no controversy as to what to combine with the Amex Platinum. It's the Amex Gold.
And make sure that you do it in this order: Gold and then Platinum, because sometimes we like to say a little thing that goes, we make mistakes so you don't have to. So if you apply for the Platinum card, you will not then be able to go back and apply for the Amex Gold card and get the sign-up bonus. You can get the card, but you're not going to get the sign-up bonus. Make sure you do it Gold first and then Platinum.
I'm not going to tell you who, but somebody made that mistake, and this is not the first time that somebody has gotten a lot of crap for it. So
it was a big sign-up bonus we missed out on.
I know. We really missed out on it. So
also refer your partner, your P2, your spouse, whoever you're in this journey with. Make sure you refer them to that card so that you'll get that bonus as well.
Yes. So the thing about Amex Gold is no retirement traveler that does it full time would ever take Amex Gold over Amex Platinum. But in terms of math, in terms of how much value you can get from an Amex Gold, mathematically, it's actually the best card, not just in the Amex universe, in any credit card universe. So I'm going to tell you why. Now, it is a $325 annual fee. That's more than Chase Business Inc. You can usually get 90,000 membership rewards. I know right now they're currently advertising 60, but message us if you want more.
And what's the spend for that?
It's $6,000.
Okay.
But that $325 is recouped. You get $120 on Uber. You get $100
or Uber Eats.
Or Uber Eats, that's true. A Resi Dining, which is got a bunch of sit-down restaurants, another $100 on, you can either choose Grubhub or Five Guys. I always choose Five Guys. They used to have, you may have seen a video about Amex Gold where they brag about a laptop credit.
Right.
That's gone. They have done the very American thing and replaced a laptop with
donuts. Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts. Not only, I don't know whether you live in America and you're watching this, but Americans don't need any more Dunkin' Donuts. Certainly not us. And also, if I did eat donuts, I'm a Krispy Kreme guy.
Hot now.
Yeah. But the big thing about Amex is how much points you can earn with it, with the Amex Gold, particularly if you're in the United States. Basically everything you eat. 4 times points on groceries, 4 times points on restaurants. So 3 times a day, you're essentially getting 4 times points on everything that you eat.
That's right.
So it particularly like Angie said about Chase Business Inc. If you want to be a retirement traveler, but you're not there yet, get the Amex Gold, build it up, get that. You're going to get an offer if you're spending money on Amex Gold, and it's probably going to be a bigger sign-up fee for the Amex Platinum. We'll talk about that.
Right.
Now, the fee, Angie really blanched at it
Holy
first, right?
smokes. When he said that he wanted to apply for this card with a $695 annual fee, I freaked. I was like, that is outrageous. There's nothing that could be worth that fee. And we recouped all of that and then some within probably 2 months. I was shocked. I can't believe that was really, it is very valuable.
I don't recommend getting Amex Platinum because you're rich. I recommend getting Amex Platinum because you're not rich and you need to get all of these things without paying for it. Like I say, the sign-up bonus will be huge if you get the Amex Gold. I messed that up. We're going to talk about some of the things. I've made some notes here, so apologize if I'm looking down.
It's a lot of info.
It is. Now, I'm not going to cover them all because there are literally hundreds of Amex benefits. They have a rule you can only get 100 of them at a time. Some of them expire. We're going to talk about the ones that we're using. And I mean, oh my goodness, have we gotten our deal. Now, when we start to tell our friends and family about all the benefits we're getting from Amex Platinum, they don't believe it, do they?
No, they just kind of glaze over.
They think it's too good to be true. And I finally realized a good explanation for why it's not too good to be true. If you're a business, what kind of customer would you rather court than an Amex Platinum customer? That is who you want, particularly a deal we're about to do. We actually have purchased it already. 5-star all-inclusive Hilton Resort. That's normally above our pay grade, but Angie is going to Mexico for her second half of her dental surgery, and we need to stay on within the
hotel zone.
The hotel zone. That's what it is. Now this is over $1,000. It's about $1,000 for 4 nights. That's too much. Except once a year you can book a Hilton luxury hotel, get $200 reimbursed from Amex Platinum. So we did that, but we waited until they also had an offer with Expedia, which is an additional 15%. So we got $200 off just generally. All you have to do is click the sign up. And then we got another $150 for the 15 cents off Expedia. I mean, 15%. It was just such a good deal.
Yeah.
Let me hit the rest that we use. And I'm only talking about the ones that we use. You get $240 in streaming services, always bundled. We got the...
What do you mean by always bundle?
Well, so we got the Disney, Hulu, HBO Max bundle. And, obviously HBO Max, I'm a little bit of a Swiftie, so I want to see the concerts on that. But she didn't really like that as much, but we do like Mandalorian, and so we did that.
And then there's also the Saks Fifth Avenue credit.
That's above my pay grade. Can you take that one?
We don't shop at Saks Fifth Avenue, but we're going to make use of this credit. So twice a year, I think it's in July and December, they give you a $50 credit for anything you buy at Saks Fifth Avenue. So if you don't want to actually go in the store and buy something for $50 because there's not that much there for $50, just buy a gift card and accrue a few of those and then spend it later. I'm not a Saks guy. I'm more of a Walmart guy, but your Walmart Plus membership also reimbursed, $156 there. $200 in airline fees, not for seat upgrades, but for like meals or internet access. Baggage. Or, yeah, that's right, your baggage fees. Yeah. $200 in Uber credits, we always use those. Or Uber Eats. Yeah, Uber Eats. We get Uber Eats when we're here, but we use actual Ubers. And there's also the global entry credit.
We already talked about that previously. It's the same deal here. Here, you don't have to choose. You can also get Clear membership if you want for $199. We haven't done that, but I think it's just laziness. So those cover your annual fee, but those are not the reason to get it. The reason to get it is the statuses, the insurances, those type of benefits. When you rent cars, you do not have to get insurance. Insurance, because they get the rental insurance for it, but you also get elite status on car rentals.
Right.
Hertz,
Avis,
National, all of those you get elite status. I've done that 10 times and I got 9 upgrades. So in addition to that, you get travel cancellation, travel delay, travel insurance, baggage, lost or stolen baggage insurance, no foreign transaction fees, as she said, tons of transfer partners. We'll put that up. Also, automatic hotel status. We don't have any Hilton stays, but our first stay that we're going to do in Cancun, we have gold status, so we get a free upgrade if it's available. Marriott Bonvoy, we have that already, but if you don't, you can get those. It's just a great deal. Let me end with my 2 favorite ones, Priority Pass Lounge. There's even more than Chase Sapphire. We've stayed at a bunch of them. There's 1,400. It's the largest collection in the world. Their cruise privileges program is unbelievable. So we don't like jet lag. So when we leave Italy and we head back to the United States in November, we are taking a 14-day cruise.
It's called a repositioning cruise.
Yes, a repositioning cruise. We can do a video all on that if you want. So we watched a bunch of YouTube channels for cruise, and 3 of them said the best cruise ship they've ever been on is a Celebrity Ascent. We looked. That fit in perfectly, but it looked really expensive and really beautiful, right?
It's a brand new ship.
Yeah, it cost over $1 billion, right? It's a brand new ship. It can be pricey, but one couple bragged that they paid $2,580 each for an inside cabin on it, and it was a great thing. That's a 7-day cruise. We're taking a 14-day cruise. We did it through the Amex portal. $2,512 for both of us. That includes port fees, taxes, and it would be a lot cheaper, but we upgraded our room to a panoramic ocean view.
That I'm looking forward to.
That's great. Another benefit that is our current plan for 2026 is to use the ANA transfer. ANA didn't, you may not know about this because they didn't used to do transfer partners.
But they do now.
Yes, they've added Amex for 105,000 points. You can fly business class around the world. You can space it out over 6 months. Fly from here to Europe, spend 3 months there. Fly to Asia, spend 3 months there, and then fly all the way back to the United States. All of those business class flights for 105,000. We'll get into that later. Let me do a quick lightning round of a couple of cards we have that might not be perfect for you, but worked out great for us.
Okay, so those are the essential cards really for anyone, but we have a couple more that apply to our situation specifically. Because Jim goes to Vegas to play poker a lot, we have the Marriott Bonvoy card because there's a lot of Marriott properties in Vegas. So that is one that's specific to our situation.
Yeah, we spent $95 and I stretched it out to 5 free nights. And I used 4 of those at the Cosmopolitan, which is almost $400 a night. Now, one deal that also seems like a great deal on paper, but actually may not be for you is the American Airlines Barclay card. I would say that as a general rule, you should get the branded card if you're in a hub. So if you're in Dallas, you should probably get the American Airlines card. But if you're in a United hub or a Delta hub, you should probably get the branded card there. But it looks like a great deal because it's $99. Your baggage fees are covered and you get a free companion certificate once a year.
But they make it incredibly difficult to use that certificate.
So hard. When the first time I played the World Series of Poker, I wanted Angie to fly with me. They said there were no seats left on the flight. And then I looked and there were 42
available
free
seats on that flight.
So I'll get into it more if you want. But the truth is that American Airlines traditionally makes it very hard to use the benefits that they advertise in there. So I would say this. Next week, we're going to dive into the details of the universe. Chase, Ultimate Rewards, Amex membership rewards. We're going to compare the Chase Sapphire and the Amex Platinum. But as a general rule, you want to get into one or both of them, depending on whether you do this full time. Is there anything we left out?
Please like and subscribe. If there's been anything helpful at all to you in this video or any of our videos, we would really appreciate your support. And the best way to do that is to like the videos, comment, and ask questions, or leave information for others that we have left out or might not know about, and subscribe to the channel. And we will see you next time on the 4 Chains Travel.